Hi everyone, I'm the homemaker here. Today I am doing a book review. I've been threatening to do this for a while and I've been quite excited about it. And finally today I have achieved it. So I am going to be reviewing the Little Book of Hygge, which I read a while ago. I actually listened to it on Audible and it really got me through some of those dark winter days. I'm aware that the light is behind me and it looks a bit ethereal, if that's the word, or ephemeral. Ethereal, I think. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to start from the top, which in my book, pardon the pun, is why I love this book so much. So the book is by a guy who lives in Denmark, and the first thing I loved about it on Audible is that he's got a great voice. Very easy to listen to, soothing, friendly, calm. And I think that is a really important part of an Audible book. The second thing is his sense of humour. He's called Mike, M-E-I-K, Viking, with a W. He's got a lovely sense of humour. It's gentle. It's a bit like his voice. It's soft and calm. He pokes fun at himself and the Danes gently. So from the top, why I like it, and then to a little review of why it helped me so much in winter. So I've always been interested in coziness and the idea of coziness, but I didn't know that it was a thing, an official thing, quite passé now apparently, in Denmark and then increasingly popular in the world, called Hygge. But it is. So I had a personal interest in coziness anyway. I've always loved rooms that are cozy, attic rooms, etc. I've also struggled with winter. So just reading about Hygge and how to create coziness and how much the Danes love coziness was really uplifting during the winter months, and it really helped me to get a few things around my house that added to the Hygge factor. That's why I loved it. So what does he talk about? Well, he talks about what Hygge is. He helps you to pronounce it. And then his chapters kind of go along the lines of where you'd start logically. So most people think of Hygge as just about lighting. So the first chapter is about lighting and the Danish expertise in lighting and what kind of lamps they buy. My phone ringing, just putting a pillow over it. That's a Hygge thing to do. So the first chapter is all about lighting. And then he talks about Hygge and what it means in terms of togetherness and how it's about being together and what kind of atmosphere would be expected in a hyggelig atmosphere. Then he talks about the word Hygge and how they use it in Denmark. So they say things like hyggelig. It was a hyggelig experience. And they introduce it into day-to-day conversation all the time. He said it's like Tourette's. He then talks about Hygge in the home, which is the Hygge headquarters, and how you create that. So he talks about lighting and cushions and a kind of casual look, but, you know, simplicity and minimalism meet interior design, because the Danish love interior design. So everything is styled very carefully. And he talks about how it's an egalitarian culture. So people aren't, you know, aiming to have one-upmanship with their decor. Then he moves on to talk about Hygge out of the home and whether or not you can Hygge in summertime, because people always think of Hygge as a Christmas or winter thing. Then he goes on to explore how Danish Hygge is different from, you know, other European cousins, Hygge cousins, because they have other words for something similar. But he said, you know, there's a real difference, and he goes into why it's different. What is so individual and characteristic about Hygge, and how we have the word cozy in England, or coziness, but it's not quite the same. Then he looks at food and drink and tells you the kind of foods and drinks that would be hyggelig and what would constitute a hyggelig dinner with friends, and gives you some ideas about how you could create that yourself. He talks about clothing in Denmark, how they dress, what's a Hygge outfit. He talks about the effortlessness that's kind of supposed to be involved, that casual is key. He talks about hairstyles down to accessories like scarves and what you got to look for, what you got to go for to get the Hygge look. And basically the whole book is really heartwarming, it's uplifting, it's easy to listen to and to listen to again. I listened to it a few times because it's hard to listen to a chapter and get everything the first time round. So I tend to listen to it again when I'm driving or making the food. It's better than something on, you know, scrolling down Facebook or whatever. Can't think what to add. He's written another book called The Art of Making Memories, which I've yet to get on Audible, but I would like to get that one. I listened to a sample of it and it's really lovely as well. And I think that's it. Any questions, just ask. I'm not always the best at responding to comments, questions and emails. It's not my forte, but I will try my best and I really recommend it. So it's called The Little Book of Hygge, Hygge, and it's Mike Viking. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what other videos you might like to see. I've been listening to quite a bit of Audible, so I've got some ideas for other reviews to do. All right, bye for now.